Hong Kong Convention, Part 4. Slide 16, Introduction. Welcome to the final part of our Hong Kong Convention lecture series. In the previous lectures, we studied the convention itself, the inventory of hazardous materials, ship recycling facilities, and the complete recycling process. In this final lecture, we will compare the Hong Kong Convention with the European Union Ship Recycling Regulation, understand India's ship recycling framework, discuss the Recycling of Ships Act 2019, and answer several important oral examination questions. These topics are frequently asked in MEO Class 1 oral examinations because they connect international regulations with practical implementation. Slide 17. Why compare HKC and EU SRR? Many students think the Hong Kong Convention and the European Union Ship Recycling Regulation are identical. They are not. The Hong Kong Convention establishes the global minimum standard for safe and environmentally sound ship recycling. The European Union Ship Recycling Regulation builds upon those standards by introducing additional requirements for EU-flagged ships and approved recycling facilities. Understanding this difference is very important for both examinations and practical shipping operations. Slide 18. Hong Kong Convention versus EU Ship Recycling Regulation. Let's compare the two regulations. The Hong Kong Convention is an international convention adopted by the International Maritime Organization and entered into force on 26 June 2025. The European Union Ship Recycling Regulation is European legislation that entered into force in 2013, with the main obligations phased in between 2018 and 2020. The HKC applies to contracting states, while the EU regulation applies mainly to EU-flagged ships and also imposes certain obligations on non-EU ships, calling it EU ports. Another major difference is that the HKC allows recycling at facilities authorized by the competent authority of each recycling state. In contrast, EU-flagged ships must normally be recycled only at facilities included on the European list of approved ship recycling facilities. Therefore, the EU Ship Recycling Regulation is generally considered more stringent than the HKC. Slide 19. Hazardous Materials, HKC versus EU SRR. Under the HKC, the inventory of hazardous materials covers 13 controlled hazardous materials. The EU Ship Recycling Regulation expands this list by adding two additional substances, PFOS, or perfluorooctane sulfate acid, and HBCCD, or hexabromocyclododecane. This increases the number of controlled hazardous materials from 13 to 15. For oral examinations, remember this simple point. Hong Kong Convention, 13 hazardous materials. EU Ship Recycling Regulation, 15 hazardous materials. Slide 20. Are PFOS and HBCCD regulated in India? Students often ask whether these additional substances are also controlled in India. The answer is yes, but not because of the Hong Kong Convention. India regulates PFOS and HBCCD through national environmental regulations, implementing its obligations under the Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Polymers. Therefore, restrictions on these substances arise from Indian environmental law, not from the Hong Kong Convention itself. This distinction is frequently tested in oral examinations. Slide 21. Oral examination questions. HKC versus EU SRR. Let's answer some common examination questions. Which regulation is stricter? The answer is the EU Ship Recycling Regulation because it introduces additional hazardous materials, requires the European list of approved facilities, and has more stringent implementation requirements. Is an EU-flagged ship be recycled at any recycling yard? No, it must normally be recycled at a facility included on the European list of approved facilities. Is compliance with the Hong Kong Convention alone sufficient for EU ships? Not always. EU ships must also comply with the requirements of the EU Ship Recycling Regulation. Slide 22. Ship recycling in India. India is one of the world's leading ship recycling nations. The country's largest ship recycling complex is located at Alang, in Gujarat. Over the years, the facilities at Alang have undergone significant modernization to improve workers' safety, environmental protection, and to align with the Hong Kong Convention. Today, many Indian facilities comply with international standards and operate under India's national legislation. Slide 23. Why Alang became the world's largest ship recycling yard. Alang became the world's largest ship recycling yard because of several natural and economic advantages. It has a long tidal beach, a large tidal range, and a gently sloping coastline suitable for beaching. In addition, the region has a skilled workforce, a strong steel recycling industry, good transport infrastructure, and continuous support from the Gujarat Maritime Board and the Government of India. Together, these factors make ship recycling efficient and economically viable. Slide 24. Evolution of ship recycling in India. Ship recycling in India has changed significantly over the years. Earlier, there were concerns regarding workers' safety, hazardous waste handling, and environmental protection. Today, many recycling yards have modern safety systems, improved pollution control measures, lined hazardous waste storage areas, and operate under the Recycling of Ships Act 2019. These improvements have helped Indian facilities align with the Hong Kong Convention. Slide 25. Recycling of Ships Act 2019. To implement the Hong Kong Convention domestically, India enacted the Recycling of Ships Act 2019. The Act authorizes ship recycling facilities, protects workers and the environment, and regulates ship recycling activities in India. It applies to Indian ships, ships recycled in India, and Indian ship recycling facilities. An important oral examination point is that implementation is administered nationally through the Directorate General of Shipping.
Slide 26. Responsibilities under the Recycling of Ships Act. The Act assigns responsibilities to different stakeholders. Ship owners must maintain the inventory of hazardous materials and select an authorized recycling facility. Ship recycling facilities must prepare the ship recycling plan, protect workers, and safely manage hazardous waste. The competent authority authorizes recycling facilities, conducts inspections, and monitors compliance with the Act. Slide 27. Authorization of Indian ship recycling facilities. Before recycling ships, Indian facilities must satisfy all statutory requirements. They must maintain safety standards, implement environmental protection measures, prepare a ship recycling facility plan, and successfully complete inspections. Only after authorization by the competent authority can a facility legally recycle ships. Slide 28. Hazardous waste management in India. Hazardous materials generated during recycling must be identified, segregated, stored safely, transported safely, and disposed of through authorized treatment and disposal facilities. Examples include asbestos, waste oil, ozone-depleting substances, PCBs, chemicals, and contaminated sludge. The overall objective is to protect workers and prevent environmental pollution. Slide 29. India and the Hong Kong Convention. India acceded to the Hong Kong Convention in November 2019. It enacted the Recycling of Ships Act, modernized recycling facilities at Alang, and authorized numerous facilities that comply with the convention. India also played a significant role in helping the convention achieve the recycling capacity requirement necessary for its entry into force. Slide 30. India versus the European Union. India follows the Hong Kong Convention through the Recycling of Ships Act 2019. The European Union follows the EU Ship Recycling Regulation. India authorizes facilities through its competent authority under national legislation. The European Union requires EU-flagged ships to use facilities listed on the European list. Another important difference is that India follows the Hong Kong Convention's 13 hazardous materials, whereas the EU regulation adds PFOS and HBCCD, bringing the total to 15.
Slide 31. Beaching method versus dry dock recycling. One of the most common misconceptions is that the Hong Kong Convention prohibits beaching. This is incorrect. The convention is performance-based rather than method-prescriptive. It does not prohibit any particular recycling method. Instead, it requires that whichever method is used, including beaching, must ensure worker safety and environmental protection. Beaching is widely used in South Asia because of favorable tidal conditions, while dry dock recycling is more common in Europe. Both methods can comply with the convention if they meet the required safety and environmental standards. Slide 32. Myths, facts, and course summary. Let's conclude with a few important facts. The Hong Kong Convention does not ban beaching. Not every hazardous material requires sampling. Sampling is carried out only where necessary. The inventory of hazardous materials is not prepared only once. It must be maintained throughout the ship's operational life. Finally, the Hong Kong Convention and the European Ship Recycling Regulation are not identical. The EU regulation contains additional requirements beyond the convention. This brings us to the end of our Hong Kong Convention series. Over these 4 lectures, we have covered the convention from its objectives and legal framework through the inventory of hazardous materials, surveys and certification, ship recycling facilities, the complete recycling process, India's implementation, and the European Union Ship Recycling Regulation. I hope this series has made the Hong Kong Convention easier to understand and has helped you prepare for your MEO Class 1 oral examination. If you found these lectures useful, please like this video, share it with your fellow marine engineers, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss future lectures on marine engineering, IMO conventions, and MEO Class 1 preparation. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the very best in your examination and your maritime career. Fair winds and following seas.